Practicing dating and relationships is as important as what you learn in this classroom. But most of you are terrible at this because you're so afraid that someone's not going to like you. You're not going to get what you want. You don't want to get rejected and feel bad about yourself because a lot of you don't feel like you're enough, and it's so scary to take a risk and tell someone how you feel, because if they don't like you, it's just going to validate all those terrible things you think about yourself because you reject yourself. Now, if you follow me for a while, you know I'm obsessed with rejection. And some of you get confused because rejection is not a bad thing. Rejection is part of life. It's as normal and natural as breathing. When you say what you think and express how you feel and are vulnerable, you risk rejection. Not everyone's going to respond the way you want. The universal rejection truth, this undeniable law of nature that should be on the periodic table of elements, the URT, says not everyone and everything will always respond to you the way you always want. And if you can embrace this truth and allow this truth to be part of your life, you will start to learn. You will grow in ways you never possibly imagined. Because when you can accept this truth, instead of getting so stuck on not liking yourself or blaming other people or blaming other things, you can ask yourself the question when you don't get what you want: is it me? Is it someone or something else? Or is it the universal rejection truth, or a combination of it all? See, risk-taking is just being okay with not getting the outcome you desire. And the more emotional the risk is, the more we have at stake. But if you're okay with rejection, if you can manage rejection and train for the sport of taking risks to play with rejection, and understand our brains process rejection the same way we process physical pain. It's a physiological reaction. But like a boxer who enters the ring, when you share how you feel, when you take a risk, you have to be okay with getting that punch, that emotional punch, not someone not responding the way you want. And that's why so many of you have imaginary relationships. And that's why so many of you hang on to just unhealthy relationships, because it's too scary to be alone, because we don't want to be with ourselves. We put up with inexcusable behavior. But it all starts with you not rejecting yourself. It all starts with you knowing you are enough. If you want to be great at life, you got to get great at rejection too. Don't confuse this. Being great at rejection means you can be successful, you can be in loving relationships, you can listen, you can grow, you can connect, you can be curious. Because if you're not afraid of rejection, then you get incredible information that informs you and helps you to learn about yourself and other people. But when we reject rejection, we create more rejection and more harm and hurt. Isn't that interesting? But when you can accept rejection and learn how to get great with rejection, well, that's when the door opens up. That's when the sun starts to shine. It's amazing. I'm obsessed with rejection because I'm obsessed with success and love and connection. So when you're in the classroom doing your assignments, taking risks, being imperfect, practicing, I want you to take those same lessons and try to do it outside the classroom. Make sure you have people in your corner who can support you, help you, listen to you. I'm in your corner: therapists, doctors, adults, mentors, professionals, coaches. But try this. As we get into the next year, I'm going to do a lot more of this. If you want to hear more, let me know, because I'm obsessed with this. I love risk-taking. I'm fascinated with rejection. And I know so many of you can feel so much better about yourself and the world you live in if you can just start being a little more accepting of this truth and start doing a little more training for the sport of taking risks. All right, let me know in the comments if you want to hear more.